Hello and welcome to the JAGGAER 20.2 release feature demonstration for suite-wide changes that impact JAGGAER e-procurement, invoicing, Contracts Plus, supplier management, sourcing, and associated solutions. As a reminder, with the release of JAGGAER 1 in 2019, we updated the product names for each of the modules JAGGAER offers, and you can see the complete list and key in our product release library at library.jagger.com. This video will focus on the modules that are part of the product portfolio formerly referred to as JAGGAER Indirect, JAGGAER Spend Analytics, originally named Spend Radar, JAGGAER Supplier Management, formerly TSM or Total Supplier Manager, the Sourcing Solution, formerly called Sourcing Director, our Contracts Plus solution, the e-procurement solution, once known as Spend Director, and the Invoicing solution, formerly called AP Director. If you have any or all of these solutions, this video is for you. And we'll be covering features that will be available on this schedule. As you can see highlighted in pink, 20.2 features will appear in UIT on the 22nd of June and will subsequently be moved into production the weekend leading into July 20th. The times when sites will be inaccessible are listed in this graphic as well. 20.2 brings new advances to the new user experience, and we'll explain why you really should begin switching some users to the new UX if you haven't already. We'll also show you some enhancements to the new document search, which is now functional and ready for customers to migrate. We'll show you some new dashboards and tell you what's now available to search and report on through our powerful new business analytics functionality. We'll tell you about some new email reminders for form requests, sometimes called request templates, throughout the portfolio of solutions. And we'll have a list of some of the most important solution-specific improvements that you can find details about in the solution-specific release videos. Let's start with the new user experience advances. User experience refers to a human-first design process focused on improving the quality of interaction between a user and a product. For JAGGAER, that means an ongoing effort to make the shopping experience easier and more intuitive, and simplifying the document layout to make information more easily accessible with fewer clicks. Over the past year, we have simplified the shopping interface as well as the layouts of key e-procurement documents and made the elements of the new UX available but optional through early access participation. A lot of customers across the board have expressed interest in this refreshed, modern interface, but have pointed out functional gaps that inhibited broad adoption. With continued enhancement in 20.2, we've addressed many of those gaps, and now the new UX is ready for broader use thanks to some additional tweaks to shopping pages and to fuller functionality now available in the requisition and PO documents. Let's take a quick look in the application. Hopefully by now you've at least tried the new UX, and if you haven't, we'll show you how to turn that on for certain users in a moment. If you've looked, you've no doubt observed the more noticeable changes, but I'll point out a couple of things, including an advanced search from above the Shop at the Top page that allows you to put in a search, maybe exclude some words or specify a supplier, and narrow down your search. And you'll also notice that when you get your results, there are more details that appear in the results. This is actually a customizable thing. Users can go into this gear icon that you see here and can select the items that they want to see as part of the results when those are shown. They can even switch to a list option if they'd rather see the results displayed that way. They can add items to favorites. They can compare items. They can easily add to a cart or even add to a cart and go directly to a checkout page. They have filters over on the left-hand side, just as they did before, but these are a little bit more user-friendly and easier to choose filters that you want to apply. And you can click on any of the items and get a large pop-up window that shows you key information about the item, and in a larger window where it's easier to read and compare to others. If you want, you can add directly to the cart from here or even go to the checkout page. I'm going to go to the cart. The new cart view is a simpler layout focused on the items that a user has added, including quick insights into information like the supplier classes or contracts associated with the item. With 20.2, we've added new support for advanced functionality such as trade-ins or discounts that not all clients are using. If I go to the checkout page, you'll see that it includes more information, just about everything that will eventually be on the requisition document, laid out the same way with the ability to see ship to or bill to addresses very easily, along with accounting codes and other key details, as well as some new functionality not previously supported in the new UX, such as shared carts. That concludes the demonstration for this feature. Also in 20.2, based on early feedback from clients, our development team is reformatting line items in the new UX to make it easier to see key information and to override header-level information, such as shipping addresses and accounting codes. The initial interface to do that presented a lot of information that could be changed all on one screen, but that will be replaced by a menu that allows users to choose which header-level value they want to override for a line, and then just see that information on the pop-up screen, making it easier to revise. Among the functionality now supported in the new UX, trade-ins, discounts, shared carts, ad hoc approvals, product attributes on form items, and the PO Shipments tab. Find more information on these enhancements in the 20.2 release documentation and in the e-procurement and invoicing videos. Let's take a quick look in the application. To enable the new UX for some or all of your users, modify an existing user role or create a new one for early access. Then go to the Early Access Participation page and click Edit Section. You can allow users to toggle shopping experiences if you want, and then you can change the default shopping experience for this user role to the new shopping experience. We recommend that you also, at this point, might turn the default PO experience over to the new PO experience as well, and then maybe allow your users to toggle experiences for the invoice if you have accounts payable users who want to test that out, but leave that at this point at the classic experience. There's also a setting on this page for new user experience. And that concludes the demonstration for this feature. And we continue our 20.2 demonstration with a look at enhancements to that functionality. As a reminder, the new document search includes an updated user interface for doc search pages, and we've continued to refine those based on client feedback. I'll show you some nice new additions in a minute. A little background if you aren't familiar with this. For the past several releases, Jagger has been rolling out a new search interface that actually uses more modern and efficient search technology in the background. It has mostly been available through early access participation, as you just saw, and has increased the efficiency of certain document search executions. With 20.2, there's an enhanced interface with several added or improved elements, and all users will see that for certain documents like receipts and requests. Opted-in users will now see it for requisitions, POs, change requests, and invoices, and they'll see it with some features that we think you'll like. Taking a look back in the app, my user is opted in, and from the Orders icon, I can see tabs for my approvals, my orders, and then to search any documents I have access to, and I can do that by document type. I'm just going to go to the All Orders page and show you some new features that are available. As soon as you go to this page, if you haven't been here before, you'll have the option to take a step-by-step tour through the application in a guided way, or to watch a video explaining the full use of this page. Since that is available, I'm not going to take you through all of the details of what's available here, but I will point out a couple of new items. First, we have a new section on the left-hand side that has quick filters to return those abilities that were in the old document search to narrow things down by filters that we use commonly, right there from the results of a search you've already conducted. And there's a separate tab where you can see your saved searches. If you don't want to see either of those and want more real estate for your results to show up, you can toggle right up here in the upper left to show or not show that side panel. The Save As button includes some new options for managing searches, viewing documents you own, and seeing your own recent approvals. The Pin Filters options have been moved out into their own drop-down menu for where you can pin filters or pin columns on the page. And the Export All document drop-down includes an option to export selected rows only. These updates also impact order consolidation pages. See the e-procurement video for a little more on that. Now, if you use dashboards that you've put together for your users, there's a new widget that you'll use to display search results. So I'm just going to go into one of my dashboards and just show you if I wanted to add one of those widgets, I would put Add Widget. And this Display Search Results widget is the one that takes advantage of this more advanced search capability. So that's the one you would want to add. Now we recommend you stop using the old Saved Search Documents widget and use this one instead. If you have existing dashboards that use the old widget, they should be converted during migration to the new search, with the exception of form request searches. You'll definitely need to recreate those using this new widget when you make the switch. And that concludes the demonstration for this feature. A few important notes about this new document search. This functionality will be active for all customers beginning with 20.3 release this November. So if you haven't switched by then, you'll see this as the default Jagger search engine by then. In the meantime, most clients are using early access participation at least for a group of beta testers, and some more broadly. Some clients are being formally migrated early this summer and fall. If you want to do that before 20.3 and haven't been contacted, reach out to your Jagger representative. Another area of newer functionality that continues to evolve is our business analytics area. Yet more data and more dashboards are available there with 20.2. To be clear what I'm talking about to anyone who isn't using it already, Jagger's business analytics functionality was introduced about a year and a half ago and has been steadily built out ever since. If you have Jagger e-procurement, invoicing, Contracts Plus, or supplier management, you already have access to it. More on how to enable it for key users in a moment. If you are using it now, you know that Jagger's business analytics functionality offers powerful insights into spend, processes, and contracts, and the ability to get that information out of the system in graphic form or as a robust data dump. With 20.2, you'll see more built-in dashboards that give you easy visibility into the ePro and invoicing trends, along with contract practices, and now supplier relationships. Let's take a quick look in the application. This functionality is made available via a set of permissions on the administration page, down at the bottom. There are several that are related to business analytics, whether someone can see it, whether someone can create reports, whether someone can export information out of the system. And in my site, I have created a business analytics admin role that my user has that is going to give me access to see all of that information. I have permissions for viewing dashboards, creating reports, and exporting data or distributing visual representations as needed. You could select a small number of people in your organizations who can do these things and let them distribute the information they generate, filtered as needed for sharing with people who don't have access to all of the data in your organization. The business analytics reporting is available to those who have permission through the reporting icon, operational and site usage reports, and a page called Business Analytics Dashboards. Now this is going to open up a whole section of information in dashboards that can tell me a lot about the spend that we have in our organization. And the reporting capabilities here will now expand beyond just e-procurement and invoicing and contracts to now include supplier information. Over the past couple of releases, we've been building in some global dashboards available to show specific sets of information, and we'll continue to expand that with the 20.2 release to include more contracts and supplier dashboards. That concludes the demonstration for this feature. A new single supplier dashboard will provide visibility into things like the items purchased more often from that supplier or what departments spend the most with them, as well as looks that show total spend amounts by requisition, PO, contract, or catalog, and other key info like how long it takes to get invoices paid. Every look that you see included on a dashboard view can be used as a starting point to create a more specific report and visualization. Now, in addition to that single supplier dashboard, there are several new contracts dashboards, including a summary page with snapshots of key contract data, a contract process dashboard to track approval and cycle time insights, one focused on contract utilization, broken down by document type, department, and business unit, and a general overview with visualizations based on contract status, renewals and amendments, departments or BU, contract managers, country, and more. There's also a new e-procurement and invoice trends dashboard and a flexible new tool that allows you to execute period-over-period comparisons. If you haven't started taking advantage of this business analytics functionality, it's time. One other cross-solution improvement to note, new email reminders for form requests or request templates. Designated approvers for items that are in form request workflow already can receive notifications about pending approvals. But with 20.2, the Pending Approval Document Reminders function will apply to form request approvers, reminding them if a request has waited too long. Let's take a quick look in the application. As you may know, those pending workflow reminders are managed from the Workflow Setup and General Workflow Settings page. They will now appear at the top of that page. You may already have them set to say how long the system waits before sending approvers a reminder and how often and how long to keep sending them. And you have the option to include the user's manager on those reminder emails and to determine if managers are included for specific types of approvals. And that concludes the demonstration for this feature. This capability now applies to all request templates, depending on which solutions you're using and which form request workflow steps you have set up. In a full suite site, that could include supplier requests, quick quotes, e-procurement requests, check requests or multi-check requests, generic requests, contract requests, sourcing event requests, and budget transfer requests. 20.2 brings a wealth of improvements to specific solutions in this portfolio. For upstream solutions, Contracts Plus adds the ability to link performance scorecards for suppliers to contracts, and you don't have to have the supplier management solution to do that. There's also new contract risk analysis capability. Watch the Contracts Plus video or read the release documentation to learn more. Ad hoc approvals that we've recently added to other solutions will now be available with JAGGAER sourcing, along with the ability to add historical, unit price, target price, and commodity codes to library items and templates, making it much easier and faster to create new events using those capabilities. More on those improvements are available in the sourcing video and the documentation. Among numerous improvements in the procure-to-pay solutions, e-procurement gains new capabilities to find the best price for an item using Item Master ID, for those of you using that functionality. There are also new receipt reminder notifications that prompt users to create a receipt if they haven't done so in a timely manner. And account codes are being added to PR approval alerts to give approvers more information right up front, particularly for email and mobile approvers. For JAGGAER invoicing clients, there's an enhanced ability to share invoice notes and attachments with suppliers through your supplier portal. That's through a combination of new features outlined in the Invoicing 20.2 video. And inventory management gets another handful of enhancements you can learn about in the 20.2 documentation as well. Again, it's all in the product release library at library.jaggaer.com. Now that you've learned about the new features available with the JAGGAER 20.2 release, start testing them for your organization. We hope this new functionality will empower procurement at your organization, and we welcome you to contact us with your questions and feedback. Thank you for watching.